People think more effort solves everything. There's a point where everything starts to feel like it just needs more effort. If something is not working, the first thought is usually simple. Try harder, study longer, push more. I remember sitting at my desk stuck on something that should have been manageable, and instead of stepping back, I just stayed there longer, as if time alone would fix it. It felt productive, but something about it didn't feel right. At first, effort helps. You spend more time, you focus more, and things improve. But after a while, if nothing changes, more effort just becomes repetition. You're doing the same thing again and again, expecting a different result. This is interesting because effort feels like progress, even when it isn't actually moving you forward. Stopping feels uncomfortable. It almost feels like giving up. Like if you step away, you're falling behind or losing momentum. So instead, you keep going even when it's not working. This raises a question. Why does continuing feel like the right choice? Even when there's no real improvement? I've had days where I worked for hours and still felt stuck. Everything looked productive from the outside. Notes written, problems attempted, time spent. But if someone asked what actually changed, the answer would be unclear. That kind of day is frustrating because it feels like effort should have led to something more. Effort without direction can only go so far. It's like moving quickly without knowing where you're going. You're active, but not effective. Direction requires stepping back, thinking differently, or changing your approach. And that part often gets ignored because it doesn't feel like effort in the traditional sense. The idea that more effort solves everything is simple, and that's why it sticks. It feels controllable. You can always do more, but not every problem responds to more effort. Some problems need clarity, some need rest. Some need a completely different approach. And recognizing that takes a different kind of awareness. When you step back, even briefly, something shifts. You start to see what wasn't working. You notice patterns you missed before, and sometimes the solution becomes clearer. Not because you tried harder, but because you stopped trying in the same way. That pause can feel small, but it changes how you move forward. This pattern shows up in more than just schoolwork. It affects how you approach challenges, how you handle stress, and how you measure progress. If effort is always the answer, then stopping or changing direction feels like failure. But if you see effort as one part of a bigger process, it becomes easier to adjust. Effort matters, but it is not the only thing that matters. More effort is not always the solution. Sometimes the real shift comes from doing something differently, not doing more of the same. And once you notice that, it becomes harder to rely on effort alone as the answer to everything. Thanks for watching.